Consistency is the key component for boundary-based discipline. Yes, you got it right. Today we will be discussing about boundary-based discipline, which is one of the 5 major type of discipline strategies. Hi, I'm Tanishta. Welcome to my channel, and I'm a child psychologist, therapist and interventionist. Today we will be as you know from couple of videos, I am discussing about discipline strategies. What are the different discipline strategies? So today is the third video based on discipline strategy, and today's topic is boundary based discipline. So what is boundary based discipline? From this name, boundary based discipline, you can make out that it involves establishing clear limits that shows kids what they are allowed to do and what they are not allowed to do. So there is a specific boundary based in this discipline process. So actually, child loves to show boundaries to the caregiver, to their parents, the limit, and they love doing it. And this boundary based discipline, they also says the same thing, the theory behind it. So according to boundary based discipline, kids will test the limit to see how caregiver will react, as I told you. But when they know the limit and the consequences, they are less likely to test their caregiver. Consequently, behavior problems are reduced. So I will be setting or giving couple of examples to make you understand what is boundary based discipline, or what can be the consequences, or what can be the thinking process of a kid when this strategy, or why this strategy to be implemented to the kid. So kids of all age often enjoy testing the limit to see what they can get away. So like a 4-year-old child who knows he is not allowed to stand in the furniture, get on the arm of the couch and his knees to see if his parents respond to it or not. A 6-year-old who knows how long he or she is allowed to watch the TV, but still without saying anything, they are continuing watching the TV. A 6-year-old being said, go brush your teeth, then continue watching, and he is saying his parents that wait for a bit, let this episode get over and I will do my task. A 8-year-old asking to give some time, that as he is engaged in playing game, and as parents told him to set the dining table. A 10-year-old who lost his privilege to play outside for the day insists he need to exercise the dog in the yard. A 12-year-old sees her parents is talking on the phone, so she goes into the kitchen to find some snacks which her mom already said no to her. A 16-year-old arrived 20 minutes after his curfew time because nothing happened when he was late 10 minutes. So these are some of the examples where we can set boundary-based discipline. So boundary-based discipline techniques uses a variety of discipline techniques to address rules violation. So here, communication once again become an important factor when it comes to implementation of discipline. Explaining the rules and regulation to the parents to the kid means explaining the communication to your child is an important factor for you. Establishing house rule and or keeping it written is very important, because if you repeating the same word and you're seeing that your kids are violating it again and again, it's better that you write it down in a piece of paper or in a sheet of paper, stick it somewhere where it is visible to your child. so that rules are not get violated. It will help you to have patience. Otherwise, it's really very irritating to communicate with your child again and again with the same topic. Even they might get irritated. It's not only the parents, the kids are also grown up, so they can also get irritated. Mom, why are you repeating the same thing again and again? It's really nagging. So the parents might not like that way of communication, right? Give warning whenever possible. You have 5 minutes and you have to finish your bath within 5 minutes. 10 minutes, finish your homework. You have half an hour to go to bed. So this kind of warning is really helpful, as your kid know when to do, what to do, and where to do. So this warning, it's said like you are not violating any rules. The rules are already set. You are just knocking. Hey, you, listen, you have 10 minutes, you have 5 minutes, you have 2 minutes. You are just giving them warning whenever it's possible or whenever you think it's possible. Offer choice. It's really very important for a kid to know the consequences. Like if you don't do this, the consequences can be this. So it can be positive consequence, it can be negative consequence. Like if you finish your dinner fast, we can go for a walk, or rather I can give you half an hour more to watch TV, or it can be that you can play with your doggy for another half an hour. So you can offer choices for them, or you can bribe sometimes. I know bribery is not good, but at times it can be helpful, right? Sometimes. Chalta hai. So use logical consequences. The consequences which you will use, it should be logical. Don't say anything like today's kids, they are really very intelligent. If you tell them what are the logical, means if you put the consequences in a logical pattern, I think that's really helpful for the kid. Like if your kid, means taking away computer privileges from today's kid is a big way to turn them off, and it can be helpful at times as studies and everything is going on in either in mobile or in laptop. So the consequences directly related to misbehavior. So if you are not the, I mean, how can I say you that? A logical consequences such as taking away a child's computer privilege because he refused to take off his video game makes sense. So this is a logical consequences. Allow for natural consequences. Natural consequences always help kids learn from their own mistake while teaching them responsibility. If your kid forget to pack suppose a school bag or cricket, if he is taking cricket training, so that cricket kit or a soccer kit, so don't allow them to go out and participate for the play until and unless they do that. Don't help them. Our intention are always being like that. We try to make our kid independent. It's not that we are trying to make them dependent on us. Helping them to a certain extent till certain age is fine, but not every time. Send your kid to timeout. When your child is overestimated or he is being defiant, send him to a timeout. Timeout is always good. And it's not only good for home, it's also good when it's implemented in school or in crèche. So it can be quiet time, or it's a time to take break. No more discussion. We won't be discussing anything about it. It helps your child to calm down, because at times it's been seen that your kid is arguing about something which you don't like, and there, if you put a timeout, it helps your child to come down. It is giving you to think more about what to say, how to handle the situation, and it will help. It's a tool for your child as well. So means if you keep on talking about the discipline, so discipline is all about consistency. So binding a rule or giving in after you have said like your behavior has been inappropriate, it's worse. It can be in a party, it can be at home, it can be anywhere. But a true leader is that who maintain all the strategies, or at least tries to make or build up all the strategies. When you follow through the consequences for each rule violation, your child will trust that you are a good leader, and he will feel safe in your care, which is essential if you want him to manage his behavior. Why this boundary based behavior being implemented? To improvise their improper behavior, to show them that I am teaching you the logical and the natural consequences. But when you go to the outer world, there won't be people to show you the consequences. So home is the best school and parents are the best teacher to teach them what and how to set limit, where to stop thinking, where to stop their expectation, setting limits and making the rules clear out in front of them. It's really very helpful. And even your kid know that if I do this is my limit. If I cross my limit, I will be in trouble. So it's very important that disciplinary strategies are implemented. Boundary based discipline, I think most of the parents are quite used to it. We are implementing it in day to day's life, but we don't know the name of the exact strategies. I hope the boundary based discipline, when you will implement it with your kid, will be helpful, because we do it in our daily life, because we show our kids consequences. Don't climb on the chair, don't jump on the sofa, no, don't watch TV too much. So we are doing it. It's not good for your eyes, you may fall off and you may get hurt. So we are doing it, but we don't know the name of these strategies, right? Today I'm finishing my discipline strategies. This is the third discipline strategies, that is boundary based discipline. I hope you like it, and if you don't like it, tell me, comment, so I can get a chance to improve myself more. And I will be coming very soon with another video of mine, and that too will be based on discipline strategies. Till then, take care, be safe, and be at home. Bye bye.